I've never really been able to explain what I want to do. I've just more like felt it. And that's why I've always said, like, how do you explain something that's never been done before? I was listening to a podcast with Rick Rubin and Pharrell. And Pharrell said something that made me feel so seen.
I never really knew my soul's purpose. I can see everywhere except the future for myself.
I love that. I love that, like, when you think something about you might be rare or a negative.
Never been able to. And it was weird.
This is why, like, vulnerability or just sharing your story is so important, right? Because you create bridges with other people who are like, oh, wow, like, I feel seen, I feel you. And Pharrell was saying he's never been good at knowing what the future has in store for him, which kind of sounds crazy because he's so successful. But he's like, I can't vision my future. I've never known what is in store for me. He's like, I could talk to other people, meet other people, and see like what the future has for them. But for me, it's hard. He's like, I've actually never really known what I wanted. I've just kind of been present in the moment. And he's like, I just discovered my purpose. And I was like, hold up, wait. You're telling me you just discovered your purpose at 51 after having one of the most, not after, you're still in it as well, like having such an immaculate career. Like, man, I remember you when I was 16 years old, like Crazy Beats Records, and then you became like, creative director. You've done so many cool things. Your influence is everywhere. He has a new movie out as well right now, a Lego movie. And I'm like, at 51 years old, he's just coming into discovering his purpose. Everything has been uncertain. And that's why I say in the reminder deck, uncertainty is a gift. It has the spirit of a child. It's curious and it's full of questions. And this whole time, Pharrell has been leading just by what sparks his curiosity. What he questions. While I was listening, he was talking about how when he made this Lego movie, the idea was for it to be like a biography of his life. But his own life isn't inspiring to him because he already knows what has happened. So clearly he's inspired by things that is like mysterious, the uncertainty, and the fact that those two elements could carry him to where he is now in life, as successful as he is, by never really having full clarity of what he's doing, showed me that, oh, okay, I'm not alone. Because the truth is, I'm not gonna lie, my whole life, I've never really been able to explain what I want to do. I've just more like felt it. And that's why I've always said, like, how do you explain something that's never been done before? And I've actually kind of been, as I get older, I've kind of almost been embarrassed. But when you're like 20 or 15 years old, it's almost like you have more grace if you don't know. So as I've gotten older and people ask me that question, it's almost like I start to get embarrassed by it because I'm like, oh my God, I don't have like this strong, hard hitting answer, which will make me seem like, aloof and not really know what they're doing in life. But when I heard Pharrell say that, I was like, oh no, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Uncertainty is a gift. It has the spirit of a child. Continue to question, continue to act. And what Pharrell said was like, I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. I'm just working as hard as I can, focus on the present, taking a step day in and day out, and just discovering life, which means stepping into uncertainty is like full of so much opportunity. I used to get insulted when I was in high school when my counselors would like harass me, like, hey, what are you going to do after high school? And I would actually get insulted. I'm like, yo, I'm 15 years old. Leave me alone. And I could sit there and I could be like, oh, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a lawyer or a fireman, right? Like the typicals, nothing wrong with them. But I didn't even want to do any of those. I did not know what I wanted to do, but I felt something. I just felt that I wanted to, lead my own life and maybe go down a path that I haven't seen before. And that's what I realized. A lot of us are carving paths that we haven't seen before, right? It's a unique path. And the truth is, as we grow, it starts to reveal itself even more. So Pharrell was saying, as he's creating this movie that's like about his own life, halfway through the process of this Lego movie, definitely go check it out. I heard it's amazing. I'm gonna go check it out this week. He says halfway through the process, he realizes his purpose at 51 years old. At 51 years old, he realizes his purpose. And this is why I always say our presence has purpose. I have a card in the reminder deck that says just that. And I realized this like 8 years ago when I was in like a limbo space in between chapters in my life. Not exactly where I was, not where I want to be. Didn't even know where I wanted to be actually. I sold my camera. So I was just in between spaces, but yet I felt on purpose, which was weird for me because I always grew up thinking that purpose was this grand mission. Like, you know, like you're going to save the world, or you're going to be a #1 platinum producer, or you're going to do that, you know, like these clear, like monumental societal landmarks. But I had none of that. But I still felt like I was on purpose. And that's when I realized that our presence has purpose. That no matter where we are, every step that we're taking, every season that we are in, there is purpose. You understand? Your purpose isn't in the future. It's not in a thing or in a place. It's in your presence. It's in right now. It's in this very moment. No matter where in life you are, align your spirit, body, and mind, and you will feel that your presence always has purpose. If you think about it, Pharrell, even though he says, oh, I discovered what my purpose is at 51, he was already living out his purpose the whole time. He was the embodiment of it. It's not like he realized, oh, my purpose is to go do this thing. He looked back at his life and was like, oh, I understand my purpose now. You understand? And I absolutely love that because it's like he's already been living in his purpose, not able to vocalize it, but he was already, and I think it's the same for a lot of us. You understand? We are on purpose. You may not be able to identify it in an Instagram bio, but who cares? You understand? You know, like you don't have the catchy slogan for it, but who cares? You understand? Continue. You understand? Put your best foot forth every single day. Every single day.